Sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Inside a week now, the basketball tournament at the Pit. You getting excited? We're going to talk a little TBT today with a guy that is on the Enchantment, and a guy maybe you're not as familiar with, but you will be by the end of the day. We're going to talk about movement in the NBA, quarterback rankings that have shaken the world. I don't know what people are talking about more. The ESPN quarterback rankings or Zach Wilson and his mom's friend. Good morning to you. It's all Edward wants to talk to me about. Edward's a caller of the show. He frequently calls and contributes. He sent me correspondence about that as well. Good morning to you. It is the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Good morning.
Good morning. What it do?
How you living?
Living aight.
You all right?
We aight.
What are people talking more about, you guys? A-Marie's producing on the radio side, Adrian on TV. The quarterback rankings and how Lamar Jackson's not in the top 10 and Derek Carr's not in the top 10, but Deshaun Watson is, and people losing their mind on the rankings. Or Zach Wilson evidently is with his mom, one of his mom's close friends. It is close. I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, man, it's a toss-up
It
right
is
now.
close.
I'm sorry, the memes are epic.
The Zach Wilson stuff, yes.
Just laying him with laying with cougars.
Yes,
and,
yes, because he went to BYU.
Yes,
he's
it's
in his BYU. Yeah.
It has to do with his friend who went to BYU with him, who's on the Commanders now.
Yeah.
That's a wild love triangle.
How did that get out? How did that story get out?
Because his ex-girlfriend
Yeah.
is now dating his best friend from BYU,
All right.
and someone commented "homie hopper" to her on her Instagram.
Okay.
And then she let out the tea that he was sleeping with his best friend's mom.
No, his mom's best
I mean,
friend.
sorry, yes.
Yeah. It's very different. Your best friend's
I mean,
mom is
sorry,
very different
yes.
than your
And so,
mom's
but
best
she,
friend. That'd be like, okay.
but she opened the tea like when people were talking crap about her out on social media.
Like, really? And so he's just going, wait a minute, what did I do? It is kind of the deal, though, isn't it? And evidently, well, I mean, she's, I mean, the internet really likes her. What?
My favorite meme so far, it's like, this is the first time the Jets have gone over 40 in a long time.
Well, mine was.
They're just also good.
I saw the one that said this is the only time they'll go over 40 this year. the only time that they will score over 40.
Oh, boy.
All right, so if you want to, I mean, we absolutely avoided it all day yesterday.
We really did.
Yeah, and it was relatively intentional. And here I am at the very top of the show today. Because, what, you okay?
It's a lot.
It's a
What's
lot.
a lot? Which part of it?
Everything. You got your ex that she alleges you cheated on her with her
Your
mom's
roommate
best
from
friend.
college.
And
Right.
then now she's with your ex best friend.
friend.
Still best friend?
Yeah.
Wait, she's with your, is
They were
she's with the
roommates in
wide
college.
receiver.
They were roommates in college, and then he plays for the Commanders now, and they're best friends, but not
who
anymore.
is he? Who's he?
I don't know.
Dax
Yeah, that can't be hard
Milne.
to find. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
Dax
gotta be
Milne.
easy.
BYU.
All right, and then so your girlfriend goes to your best buddy, and you go to your mom's best friend. I mean, whatever.
Well,
It
she's
happens all the
alleging
time.
that he
Does it?
cheated on her with
She's alleging that he cheated. Well, all right, maybe he
her
did.
mom's best friend.
And
And then so you get, okay.
yeah. I mean, and so here we are, and then the internet blows
So if
up.
you're asking, like, how would something like that get out? It's
all right,
scorned
that's how-
lover.
Yeah, that's how it got out. All right, now I get it. I get it.
Because of a comment on social media.
And now the world has lost its freaking mind. And I don't know if Zach Wilson is now people's more favorite quarterback. I believe he's way more favorite amongst most dudes than he was before. He was just another, here's another Jets quarterback that they wasted a top pick on. And now it's like, well, really? All right, he's my guy. I'm going to pick him early in my fantasy
Now
draft.
Jets fans walking around New York, we're in the Super Bowl.
There's gonna be some Cougar fantasy football
That's right.
names, team names.
Yeah, there'll be Zach's Cougars and yeah, all that. Yes. All right, so it's open for you now. I know I did it. It's my fault.
I love it.
All right, here, we're gonna do a fun show for you today. Coming up at what time are we doing this? 9:15. 9:15. Scott Banforth is going to be with us. Scott played at Del Norte High School, and he's playing professionally around he's played all over the world, and he is on Enchantment, which is going to be. It's not all Lobo alum. It's mostly Lobo alum, but a lot of New Mexico. Everybody's got a New Mexico flavor to it, and so Scott is. JJ, you said to me, might be the best player on that team.
Him or Jared Giddens right now. You know, you got some good guys coming in. Of course, Drew Gordon still playing at a high level. You look at Pancake Thomas.
Yep.
He's been playing professionally. Anthony Mathis. But Scott Banforth is definitely going to be the under the radar guy because he's, as you mentioned, he's the one non-Lobo. It's like 90%.
How do you end up on this team?
They were trying to get him to play last year. He just wasn't able to do it with some other commitments. But it's just about you need some dudes, and he's got the Enchantment connection. The Albuquerque kid that played at Del Norte. He's a very good player, 32 years old, and excited to talk about his story.
Can I write the tweets and the emails from Aggie fan? If Banforth is the guy who goes for 30 and Enchantment wins, and Banforth is the guy, can I just pre-write all the correspondence to this program? Aggie fan, yeah, go ahead and team up. Go ahead.
Only Jason's allowed.
Jerome can come in too.
Jerome too. I like Jerome too.
Yeah, Jerome can come in too.
Team up.
Actually, no, they're all invited. Actually, for this one, they can all pile on. They can all get in on this.
That's what they want. That's why they're putting this first round, the Enchantment versus Panamaniacs, at the pit. They want that energy behind it.
Yeah. By the way, wasn't Zach Wilson's mom like the star on draft day? Because like, didn't the world blow up on draft day when she was there? And I kind of remember the draft. What was it, a year ago? And the mom was there, and everybody's like, "Whoa, never mind the quarterback. What about the mom?" Or 2 years ago? When did he get drafted?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so we'll do that coming up. That's 9:15. You told me.
Yes.
9:15. Make the appointment. Set your alarm. Scott Banforth is going to be with us, and he is part of Enchantment. With TBT just now, what day is today? Tuesday? 6 days away. Lots going on in the NBA. Summer League. Paulo Banchero, the #1 overall pick, has been shut down. They've seen enough. He's good. They like him. 20 points, 5 rebounds. Five rebounds, 6 assists as average in 2 games. They're like, yeah, no, he's good. We don't need to risk him. He's done. Let's shut him down. Watched a little Chet Holmgren yesterday. I know you love the summer league. I've watched a few. I'm like, all right, I'm down. I'm good. I'll watch baseball. But it feels like they've seen what they need to see. Yep, he's good. We made the right choice. Let's wait till October.
Yeah, it's still awesome when you get a chance to see some of these guys go. Like Chet Holmgren just keeps growing and growing on me because the one thing that I like is his aggressiveness. Like he's going to be a factor defensively. He's going to block shots in this league. He has enough of a skill base where, yeah, you want to see him get stronger, but he's not going to be awkward on the basketball court. And he's been really fun to watch. And just seeing Vegas Summer League, just, man, I wish we were there a few days earlier.
Yeah, you're going to miss it by a day. I watched a little of him yesterday. And when I see Oklahoma City, I stopped for a second. And so here's what I watched about 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, okay, I've had enough. To your point, he belongs. I think he more than belongs. And I'm going to stay on that contention. The little bit I watched, it was early in the game, he's got better handles than people give him credit for at 7 foot. What is he? Is he 7'1"? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Long and string beanie and just like okay, I got it. He's skinny. He feels like when I watch him, did you see him get dunked on? He can't defend. Well, he actually can. Everybody, give me a dude in the NBA who hasn't been dunked on. Like, well, but it's in Summer League, and who's dunking on him? Oh, okay. I don't care that a dude gets dunked on, by the way. That means he went up and he contested, and the other guy dunks. Like, I know it's oh, my gosh, did you see it? I don't care. I watched a guy at the rim a couple of times, and I haven't watched it nearly as much as you have, defend the rim, block shots. I've watched him go to the hole, and I love his outside game. And to your point on his skill set, and again, the first bucket I watched him make yesterday was like an 11-5. It was early in the game, but it was that step back three with that long form. And again, if you silhouetted it, it's so Kevin Durantish to me as far as his shot, his form. 100% does he belong. And I think, JJ, give him a couple of years and put a couple of pounds on him and feed him some pudding and some Pop-Tarts or whatever you're going to bulk him up with. And what do they have in Oklahoma City? They got a lot of barbecue, and I'm sure there's some pastries around and peach cobbler. Like I have no doubt he's not just going to fit in the NBA. I think he's going to be really, really good.
I agree with you. And that Oklahoma City team, it's one that you look at and you go, man, if they can keep this together for 2 or 3 years, if they can keep Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in town, because Josh Giddey immediately stands out anytime you're watching Oklahoma City. He was their first-round pick last year. You have Chet Holmgren. You have 2 really good guards. But it's such a challenging situation. But you've seen that team's been the postseason recently. Paul George was in town. Chris Paul was in town. Every time over the last few years you think that, they're just getting an veteran in there and they're going to tank and not be any good. They find a way. They got a really good general manager. And you're looking, all right, what does the future hold? I think got to buy stock in Oklahoma City because they blew it up, but they are on the right path. And there's a couple teams like that. You're watching. I really like, it's weird.
Detroit.
I like Detroit, but San Antonio, they have some pieces. They're going to be bad for a year or two. But it's the same thing. Like if you keep it together, there's some teams that have hit on some talent. And it's just really tough right now because there's the haves and the have-nots. But it looks like that window is going to be extended just a little bit because the NBA today is going to vote on the play-in tournament if they're going to make it official or not. I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Looks like it's staying.
But it looks like it's staying, and that means
20 out of the 30 teams make the playoffs. I mean, that's what that means, and that's why I'm not a fan of it. It means 20 of the 30 teams make the freaking playoffs. That's what it means.
Yes.
I mean, it's just, with all due respect, why we have an 82-game regular season when everybody's, 2/3 of the teams are in?
Yeah.
I just, yeah, but okay, it's more money, and I understand that it does make the product more interesting down the stretch. It somehow alleviates some of the tanking. It gives teams that are, 10 games under 500 something to play for. Like, good job, good effort. Here's your little trophy and your orange slices and a watermelon Jolly Rancher. Knock yourself out. I hate it, but I understand it, and it sounds like, yes, it's going to be there. I don't know. I mean, I think you're on the same page as me, no?
I don't like it, especially when you got teams that far under 500 that can still.
They're not good.
Get in the postseason. It's at that point we know you're not a basketball team.
Yeah. They're not good. And when you've got 2/3 of the league makes the playoffs and you're playing a 6-month schedule, November, December, January, February, March, April. I mean, you're playing 6 months and eliminating 1/3 of your teams? Come on. But that's why I always like baseball's playoffs now that it's extended to everybody's in too. But it was just division winners, right? And there were 4 out of the 32 teams made it. You played 162 games, so let's whittle this thing down. 4 teams make the playoffs. Then they went to 3 divisions. All right, so now we got a wild card. 4 teams out of 32 teams. All right, I'm down with that. Now but I don't know. You should have to earn your way in. That's what the regular season should be for. All right, when we come back, I want to stay in the NBA. Typically you rail on a guy who his number one priority is not winning a championship. Well, there's a guy who's getting paid, and he told you what his number one priority is. And it might not necessarily be winning a championship, but I think you're going to like it. He signed a big deal over the weekend. We'll talk about that. Coming up next, it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All the of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years.
Animal.
You know, it used to be if a guy isn't completely committed to winning, go anywhere to win. I don't know, there's something wrong with him. Then LeBron went everywhere to win and did the decision, and, well, there's something wrong with him. He should be able to win where he is, and it should be organic. It all fits whoever's making the decisions narrative, right? It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. A. Maurice producing on radio. Adrian on television. You can watch the show on Comcast Channel 26, on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM, or on ProView Network's YouTube channel. Number to get in today, 505-246-0610. Damian Lillard has spent his entire career in Portland. They don't win a lot in Portland. He signed a 2-year extension, JJ. It's basically going to pay him $61 million a year, right?
Yes.
$61 million a year. I want you to think about that threshold. He'll make about 59 in 25, 26. 63 the following year. It's going to keep him there. Basically, what he has said is, I want to win here. That, it's going to be extra special when we win here in Portland. That's where he's going to be. I don't know that they're going to win in Portland. At some point, he's going to have to attract another star, I think, up there, and they're going to have to draft better than they've drafted in Portland. Portland's got as good of basketball fans as I think there are in the NBA. Do you disagree with me? They're loyal. They love their team. They're the only major league team, if you don't count soccer, of the Big Four, right?
Yes.
In Portland, in Oregon, for that matter. They love that team. What do you think of him saying, look, I'm not looking to go anywhere. I'm not looking to chase a ring. I want to win it here. It's going to be more special.
I'm fine with it.
Yep.
As I am moves that players make. And this is one, too. It's a bit of a reminder that there wasn't as much of that going on as people assumed.
As much as what?
All the ring chasing, the superstars just all going to one spot. You had LeBron James go to Miami, and they went to how many NBA Finals in a row? Goes back to Cleveland, wins a title, ends up in LA. You could look at Kevin Durant. Other than that, the NBA's been in a really good spot recently. You look at the Milwaukee Bucks, have a superstar, won an NBA championship.
Oklahoma City had one for a while.
It had a Kevin Durant
Yep.
for a while. And, I think Damian Lillard, this just highlights what most of the stars, not just stars in the league, have done. And that is play it out and stay with franchises. We're seeing it now with Jokic in Denver, what they're trying to build.
Denver's got a superstar.
Just run down the list, and it's in a really good position. And I think for Damian Lillard, he's looking at it, and he's getting compensated at a ridiculously high level for 2 years.
That helps.
$61 million, but he's all in. And you have to appreciate that because that is what so many people have been screaming about. Well, that's wrong with the NBA. No, it's just kind of got jaded by what LeBron was doing when really wasn't anyone else. And LeBron, you look at it, he spent enough time to where it wasn't jumping each year, but it just became this narrative like all the superstars are trying to get together. It's just really LeBron and KD that went to the Warriors. And other than that, this league's, I think, in a really good spot. And
Kawhi moved from Toronto back to LA, but his contract.
But Kawhi too, that was a trade.
Yeah, well, it was a trade to Toronto.
Yeah. But then he became a free agent, so it wasn't.
And I think when they traded him to Toronto, they thought they were sending him to Siberia, and he won a championship.
Yeah. And so in that, the Spurs versus Kawhi Leonard, but it wasn't, Kawhi saying, I'm not playing here, trade me.
That's right.
Kind of like what we're seeing with Kevin Durant right now. And I think this is absolutely refreshing in the amount of fans that are screaming out the NBA, this or that with superstars. You have to appreciate what Dame is trying to do in Portland.
I totally agree with that. Hey, Lenny, good morning.
Morning. So then we need to figure out is what does Utah want to do with Mitchell? If they don't have a center this year, they're not winning anything.
Yeah, I think they realize that. I think they're trying to move him. I do.
And right now, Ayton is in the driver's seat. He can basically force Phoenix's hand at any time, especially if he wants to sign with Indy. Because if they're trying to do a Durant deal, without Ayton, there is no Durant deal. Who else are they going to really have to trade?
No, that would be the sign and trade on that, right?
Right, and they can't do it with Booker. They're not going to give him up. But Ayton is the one right now that can force their hands, and Indy has the money to do almost a max contract without a sign and trade.
I'm going to tell you something. The more I listen to this, the more this goes on, the more I think he's staying in Brooklyn.
Well, I think he's staying in Brooklyn. I think he tried to. I think he's trying to overplay his hand. He's trying to pull a Kobe. But let's just go with everything we just talked about him. Oklahoma City didn't win a title. Brooklyn Nets didn't win a title. Went to Golden State, won a title with their players. Hasn't won it on his own. When is he going to stand and be a man and win it on his own?
Who won it on their own? I guess. I mean, LeBron built a team around him. It's Steph win it on his own.
No, but I'm just talking him himself with all the bouncing around. Yeah, LeBron did it, but when he went to New York and he threw the Knicks under the bus and goes, Brooklyn is New York's team, not the Knicks.
Right, and it didn't work. I mean, a lot of stuff didn't work, man. A lot of guys who, all the talking
like when
doesn't
we went
work.
into that, the Knicks were making $900,000 less a game than the Knicks.
Tell me the big showcase talk that worked. When KD and Kyrie put it together and said they're taking over New York, how'd that work? When LeBron did not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, how did that work?
That was
amazing.
The
worst. Whoever gave them that deal to do that with Jim Gray was
dominated the Eastern Conference.
Idiot of a lifetime.
That was amazing.
They won 2. They won 2.
Right. They won 2, but just to do that on TV, you don't do that. But he was young, and he was just didn't know any better.
No.
So ever got in his ear to do that. But right now, everyone is sitting around in a hold cycle until Durant decides. But you just can't sit there and wait. He needs to start.
At some point,
his
things are
money.
going to have to happen. At
And if-
some point, things are going
And
to
if
have to happen.
Indy wants him and they don't want Miles Turner,
DeAndre Ayton ain't that good.
Ding, ding, ding.
who's not that good?
DeAndre Ayton. He's
He's
good.
not
He's
that
not
good.
that good.
Not
Is
that
he-
let's change our entire
Is he-
franchise offer
is
sheet
he
good.
better than Miles Turner?
Not defensively.
No, but overall, was it the offensive sets that he was getting in Phoenix that prevented him from playing? Was it his disagreements with his father that prevented him from progressing? We don't know until he gets away.
Well, he's
I
going to
think
get away.
he's better than he is.
I think he's better than he's going to be better than he was in Phoenix. Is he franchise changing? I don't think he is.
No, he's not. But okay, Utah makes all these moves. They're sitting on all these picks. Okay, you got one of the top players in the league. What are you going to surround him with?
No.
You also traded Royce O'Neal to the Nets.
Yeah. No, Utah's got their own issues, and I'm not sure anybody outside of Utah's worried about it. To be honest
No,
with
so
you.
I mean, at a certain point, I mean, and the other team that is going to quietly creep up and may even win the West is the Clippers. If John Wall, George, and Kawhi are healthy,
they're nice. They're still the damn
that's
Clippers.
a nasty three to go against, especially if Wall is your third option that you have to cover.
They're still the Chargers.
Who on the second unit's going to cover them?
Clippers.
They're still the Clippers. Yeah, I mean,
And I know they're still the Clippers, but they're the Steve Ballmer Clippers,
got it.
not the
Still
other Clippers.
Yeah, they're still the Chargers Clippers. I mean, you like those
I
teams.
know. Let's
You
not,
like
let's
the-
not get into the
you
Chargers.
like those
please. I
teams.
just took my blood pressure meds.
You like
Okay.
those. All right, man.
Okay, because I got the Chargers winning 11 this and taking the division.
All right, that's good. And then what?
But that's for
They might win the division and
if
still
that
miss the
coach does what he
playoffs.
does next year, I'm personally flying out there to have a talk with him. Not that I'll get through, but that's just no. Let's not do that. Not this time of day.
All right, enjoy the day.
You know. Right.
Later.
So there's like DeAndre Ayton's a good player, but there's also a reason that he's lasted this long.
Well, he's not
Like
worth
teams
what he-
aren't chomping at the bit, going, "We need DeAndre Ayton." Like, he's one of those players that he's good, and he was that much better on a good team in Phoenix, even though Lenny thinks maybe the Suns didn't highlight his attributes. That's one. If I'm the Pacers, I'm not necessarily feeling better about myself moving forward with DeAndre Ayton over Miles Turner.
I just don't know that I think DeAndre Ayton is the key to
Get a
the
little more
whole-
offensive push from Ayton.
Look, I think he's a good player. I really like him. I don't think he's the key to the whole offseason and making everything go. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Darvin Ham, the former Thunderbirds head coach, now the head coach of the Lakers. His claim to fame is always going to be the former T-Bird coach. He was talking about his roster with Russell Westbrook. What do you have to say about that? That's coming up in the next when we get back from the break, and then at 9:15 today, Scott Banforth's going to be with us. We're going to talk TBT Enchantment versus Panamaniacs. Hey, do you have chronic pain? I mean, pain that you just you've got joint pain. You hurt your knees, your hips, your shoulder, your back, whatever it is. You were told that you need surgery, but you don't want surgery, or whatever it is isn't working. There's an option for you, and it's here in Albuquerque. It's the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. It's new therapies, advanced all-natural biologics. So what this is regenerative treatments that can restore and repair damaged joint tissue, providing lasting relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Did you hear that? No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in precision regenerative medicine. They have over 100 clinics across America, and literally there are thousands of satisfied patients. In fact, 9 out of 10 times, they get better results than surgery. If you were told that you need surgery and you want a second opinion, get one. Call QC Kinetics and figure out what's going on. This is a free consultation. Essentially, it is a free second opinion for you. Elite athletes have used QC Kinetics. Tiger Woods, Emmett Smith, Brooks Koepka, amongst others. they get results, this could be what you've been looking for. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, don't just think the old ways of dealing with this are the only ways. You've got to learn more about these new biologic therapy options that can flat out change your life. Call QC Kinetics now. It's a free consultation. Local medical professionals right here in Albuquerque. I'm going to give you the number. 505-226-8688. 505-226-8688. That's QC Kinetics. 505-226-8688.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit CarCrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico.
And then there's the Lakers with their new coach, Darvin Ham, the former Thunderbird coach. Loved his roster when he was here. Darvin Ham says he loves his roster in Los Angeles. Quote, "We love everyone on our roster. And until you're not on our roster, you're ours, and we're going to try to get better with the group that we have." That's just the bottom line of it. I don't know a player that's come through this league in my 26 years that hasn't had their name part of a trade rumor a time or two, but it is what it is. It's the nature of the beast of our business. And so again, the guys we have on our roster, I'm very thankful for, I'm proud of, and we want to maximize everything we can do to help us get to that ultimate goal, end quote, Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham's got to say that. Darvin Ham came into a pile of burning sewage in some respects in regards to what he's got. Well, Jeff, he's got LeBron James. How bad can it be? No, you're right. But it's bubbling. Remember I told you about, 20 minutes ago, if you were with us, 2/3 of the teams in the NBA make the playoffs. Like everybody makes the playoff. Well, they didn't, even with LeBron James. They've got Russell Westbrook on that contract. Russell Westbrook, who didn't play well, who's probably playing in the wrong system, and everything that's swirling around the Lakers. And there's more noise around the Lakers than there is around any team who wins a championship. And so he's trying to quiet it. He's trying to win. He's trying to make do. And so he loves his roster. JJ, do you think he really loves his roster?
Darvin Ham is a smart man.
Yes,
he knows not how to create headlines. This is the right thing to do for him right now, because they're not working out. They're not having team activities. It's just everything is great. The offseason is awesome. Everyone is working hard. It is the only thing Darvin Ham should be doing right now is let everyone else try to create stories. Let everyone else make headlines. You do not say a thing about your roster because it's not going to help anything. And there is a good chance that Russell Westbrook remains on your roster next season. And you're going to have to find a way to maximize a dude who might have to take a step back despite making $46 million.
Is Russell Westbrook horrible? Because I don't think he is. I thought he had a bad season. I thought he's not a good. I think he's not a good shooter. And look, I got it. He turned the ball over. I think this situation bubbled, and it got to a boiling point where I think there was a lot on Russ. He was trying to do too much. He's probably in a situation that isn't best for him. It doesn't fit him the best. Like, is this where he's going to thrive? Obviously, it's not. I'm not at the point where I'm thinking he's done. Right? Here's a guy who's an MVP in this league, who is a triple-double machine. Do I think he's an elite level player? I don't. But I don't think he's done. Is that ridiculous?
It's not ridiculous. I think the frustrating thing for the Lakers is what you just said in turning the basketball over too much, when bringing him in right now is to take over some of those responsibilities throughout the regular season, is to be a playmaker. But you don't necessarily trust him with the ball in his hands right now, because you figure, all right, just get Russell Westbrook going downhill, work off the pick and roll with Anthony Davis, see if he can set up other shooters. That's a problem. Lakers didn't have a lot of shooters.
They haven't in 3 years
on their roster,
yeah,
which is an absolute problem when you have LeBron James and especially Russell Westbrook.
And that's on the front office when you're constructing this roster
on your team, because you have to take the salary out of it right now and just say,
right.
How do you best maximize this guy on the team, even if he kind of takes over the second unit for a little bit, and then say down the stretch game gets tight? What kind of defender, rebounder is Russell Westbrook going to be? Can he be on the court in a tight contest and not be the number one option? But then how does that work when you can kind of just leave Russell Westbrook alone if he's not shooting? Like, that's what Darvin Ham has to figure out, is if Russell Westbrook is on our roster, how do you utilize a player that still is a good athlete that can play at this level, but what is his role?
And that's why I like what Darvin Ham's doing. I like that there's a new voice in there, but I also like that it sounds like he's gone to Russ and said, look, I want you here. And whether he does or doesn't, I don't care. Russ needed a new voice. Russ needed a new view. And I'm sure they could sit down and look and say, okay, in this situation, let's get you off the ball. Let's do this. To your point, does he lead the second unit? Whatever it is, give him a fresh start and give him a new look. And I don't know where LeBron is on this. Obviously, LeBron's been out there and saying, I want Kyrie, okay? And to get Kyrie Irving, somebody's going to have to take the Russell Westbrook thing. And if I'm Brooklyn Nets, I'm not saying, here, let's go one up. I'll take that guy. It just doesn't work that way. I'm gonna take the guy that makes more money and isn't playing as well. Well, that makes no sense. So how do you find a role for him? And I think part of it's on Russ. Russell Westbrook's going to have to realize at this point in his career, he's probably going to have to change his game a little bit. He's going to have to evolve a little bit. You've been this way for a lot of years. You've been very successful. You've made a lot of money. You've been the MVP. But now in this situation, at this point in your career, with this group, how do you change? How do you become a positive? And I mean, I'm not even talking championship. I know they are. How do you get them in the playoffs, for crying out loud?
The play-in.
They were one of those 10 teams out of 30 who didn't make the playoffs. They are the Orlando Magic. Oh, did you really? They are the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oh, I almost said they're the Minnesota Timberwolves, but the Timberwolves made the play-in tournament. Yeah, that's who they are. Whether you want to eat that crap or not, Laker fan, and they won a championship 2 years ago. Well, AD was hurt and Russ wasn't. Yeah, okay. Bottom line, that's what they are. Now the Warriors were that 2 years ago, and they just won a championship. So can you turn it around quickly by getting healthy and getting pieces in there? Of course you can. I mean, it's amazing how quickly you could turn things around, right? The Lakers went from winning a title to being out of the playoffs, and the Warriors went from a 15-win team to winning a championship in 2 years. So in that league, it can turn quick. But a big piece of it is just, I think Russ and Darvin Ham, I think they can be really good for each other.
I agree, because this is one where you can be impactful without being a three-point shooter. Makes it difficult offensively. That's the biggest challenge, is where does Russ fit offensively, close games, knowing that, all right, LeBron is your primary playmaker. You can't just stand in the corner and wait and pass the ball because you can't hit that shot.
Yep.
So that's where it's going to be. This team is winning at a high level. They're playing tight games. What does that late rotation look like? But when you have Russ, can he be a lockdown defender? Can he use his athleticism still, which he has, be a pest on the perimeter, grab rebounds, attack the basket, open up plays for everyone else? And you just have to get out of your mind that he's making $46 million, and if he's on this roster, just figure out the most effective thing for him and not just force him into 40 minutes a game because of his salary.
All right. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Emails come in at Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Texts are coming in. Somehow the text magically opened for me, which is, I'm back. I'm back. So you can send texts, 505-246-0610. Huh? How about that? It's a big deal. Dan already sent me a email about, or what did he send me? He sent me a text about Zach Wilson and the Cougar stuff.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Cougar for life. If you go to BYU, Washington State, are you more apt to? Well, never mind. It doesn't matter. All right, so you can get in there. We're going to talk with Scott Banforth coming up at 9:15, former Del Norte star, who is going to be on Enchantment. TBT is now 6 days away. By the way, you can still get the sweet deal and get a really good price on tickets for that on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Summer weather is rough on your vehicle. I know we think about winter weather being rough on your vehicle. Well, the summer is really rough. How's your car looking? You get the rain and then the wind and then the dust and the dirt. You got to clean off all that road grime. You need to re-wax your vehicle. You need to protect your paint. Well, you don't have to do all that. On-the-spot automotive detailing is going to take care of that for you. So OTS Detailing comes to you wherever it's convenient for you, whenever it's convenient for you. They go out, they clean your vehicle, inside, outside, under the hood, around the rims, under the seats, behind everything. When they're done detailing your vehicle, it looks, it feels, it smells like the day you drove it off the lot. I did tell you this, right? They come to you wherever it's convenient for you, whenever. I don't know where they are. They know where I am, and that's really what matters. It's a phenomenal service. OTS Detailing also offers ceramic coating. It's the best protection for your investment. It's warranted for up to 5 years, and they apply it by hand so it lasts even longer. And as always, On the Spot offers a 10% discount for our military. This is also a terrific gift. Birthday coming up, somebody's big day, whatever. The ideal gift is something that someone wants that they may not buy for themselves. This is awesome. Call today. Book your appointment with On the Spot Automotive Detailing. 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859. Or you can book online at otsdetailing.com.
Are you a safe?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated, with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Yesterday, I know, it was yesterday the 11th, yeah, about a lot of realignment in college athletics and who's going where, and The text line said, I respectfully disagree with the hosts. San Diego State will go to the Pac-10, but SMU and Rice get the Pac-12 in 2 markets. Fit the academic profile. I know academics giggle. And you take Colorado State and Air Force. I don't know what that means. So is he saying the Pac-12 would expand to 16 by taking San Diego State? That would be 15. SMU, Rice, Colorado State, and Air Force. It's interesting. The same phone number also said, as an academics are not part of this, but some university presidents want to at least say they care. And then he said BYU and Hawaii in the Pac-10. So that would get, if you took all those teams, that'd be 17 teams into the Pac. So JJ, he's saying San Diego State, BYU, Hawaii, SMU, Rice, Colorado State, and Air Force. Rice gets you the Houston market. Rice now is currently in the American, right? And that where Rice left Conference USA to go to the American, right? SMU's in the American, correct? Yes. So he's saying take up the Pac-12 would fortify itself by going into Dallas and Houston with SMU and Rice, staying in Southern California with San Diego State, taking BYU, which I don't know that BYU's leaving the Big 12 to go to the Pac-12, and then Colorado State and Air Force. Okay. I don't see all that, but I mean, you can make an argument where that makes sense. I just don't see the Pac-12 people saying, all right, somehow now that makes our conference better, and we're gonna go from 12 where we were to 17 or 16 or 18, whatever you end up at, and there's going to be more money, and it's going to make sense, and we're going to divide it, and somehow it's going to keep us all together. And the Arizona schools are going to say, yeah, that makes more sense than us going over to the Big 10 or the Big 12. I'm sorry, the Big 12.
Is that a Rice alum that texted that in? There's no way Rice.
It's the first time you've heard Rice in any of this, huh? Yeah.
There's no way.
Well, Rice is a great academic school.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
I
then
look,
why aren't Vanderbilt and Stanford running college athletics?
No, I look. Duke does pretty well in basketball. Notre Dame's pretty good. It's a good academic school. I mean, there are, SC's pretty good. There are some pretty good academic schools.
Yeah, but they're not running these conversations.
You're right. I just read
it. That's if you're the Pac-12. I know you just read it, but it's Rice is not something that you feel, hey, we're in that market now. The school's there, but I don't know how many eyeballs you're getting for Rice.
Well, I don't even know how many people in Houston care about Rice. I mean, first and foremost, it's in Houston. It's probably A&M, and then Texas, and then probably Houston, right? Because College Station, A&M is right there, outside of Houston, and then UT down in Austin is still the University of Texas. I think it's those two schools, and they'll both be in the SEC, and then Houston, which is then going into the Big 12. And then, Rice is here too. I forgot about Rice. Wow, Rice is still here? Sam Houston State's still here? They're going to Conference USA, right? All right, yeah, go Sam Houston State. Okay. And to the texter who sent that, I appreciate it, and thank you for the text. And I appreciate the respectful disagreement. I don't hate it. I just don't see it happening. I don't hate it. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, and there were reports yesterday of an SEC athletic director talking about they're very content with 16 teams.
Yep.
And so
that doesn't mean they're not moving.
That doesn't mean they're moving. But it does right now put a pause on it because everyone was saying, they're just might snap up a couple of those ACC teams, even get bigger to 20. It's all there. But for as crazy as it was last week, there is nothing.
I think everything's waiting on Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is in no hurry, and I guess they needn't be. I think the ones who are anxious right now, well, everybody's anxious, but Oregon and Washington are the ones who are just because, look, at any moment now, there's a number of Jenga pieces that you can pull out the topples of this whole thing, right? One of them is Notre Dame. Notre Dame moves, and then everybody else moves, correct?
Yes.
The other one, and I firmly believe this, is if the Arizona schools and I think Utah and Colorado will act in tandem. I do. Go to the Big 12. Well, then what? Then what? And that's why you haven't seen an invite, you haven't seen the Pac-12 or the Pac now, whatever it is, reach out to San Diego State or Fresno State or Boise State or whoever. Is there just enough there? And they're realizing if they thought that San Diego State and Boise State or San Diego State and UNLV or Fresno State or whatever pick it was going to save their league, they'd have done it by now.
Yes, they would have. You don't wait on another shoe drop if you feel that keeps what you have together.
Yeah, I just think if the remaining 10 schools thought that somehow adding whoever. Now, I think if they could get San Diego State, BYU, that might help. But BYU's committed to the Big 12. If they could get, I just don't think that they see that there is a combination of schools from the Mountain West or wherever that they can get. Now, if they could get Oklahoma State, and then you have a conversation. But I just think if it was San Diego State and UNLV or Fresno State or Boise State, whatever, Colorado State, I think they would have made that move by now. And I just don't think they're convinced. 505-246-0610. Scott Fanforth is going to be with us coming up at 9:15. Former Del Norte basketball player who's playing, he's playing all over the world and pretty impressively. Do that at 9:15. He's going to play for Enchantment. It's the opening drive. PGA and Liv now are battling in court. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home,
like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Even if they're not that proud of us.
At 7 o'clock in the morning. 7 a.m. where have you been? 7 a.m. where is your brother?
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
All right, Tiger Woods going to be a big story, at least for the next couple of days, until somebody takes the lead and we have a cut at St. Andrews at the 150th Annual Open Championship. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie, and Adrian. So you were telling me Tiger was toying with people on the greens yesterday,
Yes,
just playing a little
having
game.
fun.
Yeah, how about that? That's a different Tiger Woods, y'all.
Oh, messing with Rory and his putting.
Tell you what. Tiger spoke
Just
today.
laughing.
Yeah, Tiger spoke today. Tiger's making news. You read Tiger's news today? Tiger, it was the press conference before the big Open Championship, and kind of took his shots at Liv today. Tiger hasn't really said much, has he, about this?
Not much.
Okay. Quote, I disagree with it. He's talking about Liv. I think that what they've done is they've turned their back on what has allowed them to get into this position. That was one of his quotes. This is pretty much his sharpest criticism about the players who were lured in. Like, so, okay, so, I mean, here's Tiger Woods. 15 major championships, 82 victories, I think is the number. He basically out loud wondered how players could jeopardize their chances to play in majors. And Tiger's been all about majors. And I've told you many times, I just think this is a new generation. I think people care way more about making a lot of money than they do about winning a green jacket or a claret jug. Liv is not yet recognized by the official World Golf Ranking, so the players who play on that Liv series don't receive points for those two events that they played so far, the ones in London and in Portland. Quote more from Tiger, who knows what's going to happen in the near future with world ranking points, the criteria for entering major championships. The governing body is going to have to figure that out. Some of these players may not ever get a chance to play in major championships. That's a possibility. We don't know that for sure yet. It's up to all the major championship bodies to make that determination, but that's a possibility that some players will never get a chance to play in a major championship, never get a chance to experience this right here, walk down the fairways at Augusta National. That, to me, I just don't understand it. He said the R&A, that's the governing body over in Europe, they covered this tournament, obviously have their opinions and their rulings about their decision. He was talking about Greg Norman not being invited back. He says, Greg has done some things that I don't think is in the best interest of our game. And we're coming back to probably the most historic and traditional place in our sport. I believe it's the right thing, end quote. That's Greg Norman not being invited back. And we'll get through more of what Tiger had to say. I don't think I'm surprised at Tiger. Well, not necessarily taking off and teeing off and blasting people. I thought this would be his stance. You?
And we've heard it a little bit before, and him not jumping, and the rumors about the offers that he made. And it makes a ton of sense. Tiger Woods, at this point, he doesn't need that for his brand. More money is always nice, but I think he's content with where he is. He's got a lot more on his plate that he's still doing, what to overcome to try to make himself ready to play in as many majors as possible. So the last thing Tiger Woods needs is to then be on the Live Golf Tour and have question marks surrounding his availability for majors.
You know that there's, and you probably know that the Department of Justice, the United States Department of Justice, has been in contact with players about the willingness to be interviewed by attorneys for this federal investigation Tiger, quote, more from Tiger. I know what the PGA Tour stands for and what we've done and what the tour has given us. The ability to chase after our careers and earn what we get and the trophies we've been able to play for in the history. That has been a part of this game. I know Greg, he's talking about Greg Norman, tried to do this back in the early 90s. It didn't work then. And he's trying to make it work now. I still don't see how that's in the best interest of the game. What the European Tour and what the PGA Tour stands for and what they've done, and also all governing bodies of the game of golf and all the major championships, how they run it, I think they see it differently than what Greg sees. End quote. I don't know if it's going to matter what Tiger Woods says. I really don't. I think people are going to listen because he's Tiger Woods, and you're going to listen and watch everything he does. It sounds to me like Tiger spoke but didn't say a ton, which he's really good at. Tiger basically came out and said, I don't get it. Tiger, you get it. I don't know if anybody will ever ask him this question. And I honestly don't know how he would answer the question. If someone asked Tiger, I think I know how he would answer it. 15 majors later, I think I know how he would answer it. But if someone asked Tiger, hey, Tiger, what about the 20-year-old Tiger coming up? If LIV was going on then, Tiger, in all these years, on the golf course, not counting all the money you've made in endorsements and your other businesses, JJ, he's made $121 million playing golf. It's a lot of money. Dustin Johnson got a $125 million signing bonus to go to play to LIV. I think an interesting question would be Tiger, and I think I know the answer. What would 20-year-old Tiger Woods have done if he was offered $125 million plus all those purses to go play the LIV Series? I think he would tell you I wouldn't have done it because I love the history of this game and the opportunity to play for major championships and what he just said. But I got to believe the 20-year-old Tiger Woods would have thought about it.
I think everyone would think about it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The 46-year-old Tiger Woods who spoke today, where he is now sitting as accomplished as he is and financially secure as he is, 25 years later, 26 years later. But I think that a 20-year-old Tiger Woods would have really had to sit down and think about it. Don't you?
Yes, you would have.
I don't know what he would have done. I know what he would say. I'm pretty sure I think I know what he would say, right? That he would love the tradition of it. So that's Tiger spoke today. You'll hear more. I guess, I don't know if Phil's going to speak. Rory spoke today. But they spoke about the golf course. Tiger did talk a little bit about his leg, and you know that he pulled out of the PGA Championship, and he did not play in the U.S. Open, and you're aware of all that. So he was asked about how he feels. Quote, "It's still not easy. Granted, the inclines are not steep in any way. They're not. The declines are not steep, but the unevenness that is still difficult on me. I have a lot of hardware in my legs, so it is what it is. It's going to be difficult," end quote. So Tiger's first round will be 9:59, so 7:59 our time. We get golf on Thursday. We get live sport event on Thursday, which is beautiful for us. Which is beautiful. So he said the walk's easier. He walked. JJ, what'd you tell me? 49 holes.
That's what I heard.
You walked 49 holes. All right. So what did you hear from Tiger? Anything? I mean, does it matter? Does this is really his first time that he, and I don't know that he said much, but the first time he's been.
It's simmered down, and Rory's been the guy
Yeah.
that's kind of carrying the flag for the PGA Tour, and I think Tiger's okay with that. He's like, I don't really feel the need to wade in here. It's not my thing, and my focus is elsewhere.
What about the Greg Norman thing? So 150 years, Greg Norman won twice. Greg Norman has not been invited back to the festivities for the 150th celebration of the Open Championship. Greg Norman's Australian. Greg Norman is a former champion. Greg Norman is also the guy heading up and doing the recruitment for the LIV Tour. Do you think the R&A made the right decision not bringing Greg Norman in? Not inviting him, telling him that you know what, maybe another time. You're not welcome here with the other champions.
It's really rough, but it's
rough.
that a two-time champion wouldn't be back there, especially with all the pomp and circumstances that are going around. This one being 150, but it's the PR battle that's going on between all the entities right now.
Now, the entity that's running it gets to make the call, and I don't know if that gives you any clue that they're leaning towards not inviting live players in the future. I mean, does that tell you right now? All four majors have said they're welcome to play in our events. Players who are on the Live Series as well. Does this give you? I don't know. Does it make you think that they're leaning towards going the other way on this? I don't know how to read it if I should.
I know. It's one where with everything that's coming out, the PGA Tour doesn't seem all that worried with the antitrust investigation into them and how they're handling players. And then we could see those lines stay firm for, was it DP? So what it's called?
The world rankings.
For the European Tour.
Oh, yeah, okay.
In regards to how they're going to handle it moving forward.
When we come back, I want to get into, do you think golfers, are they just free agents? Are they different? Should they be able to play wherever they want, whenever they want? The message on the Live Series, JJ, has been, well, I'm making more money and playing less. I don't need to do that. Well, should they be able then to go back and pick and choose where they want just to play enough to get their world rankings? Does that feel right? So they go over there and play whenever they want and then come back and play on this tour? And I know plenty of you are saying, yeah, absolutely they should. Well, I know I made the comparison. It's not insanely analogous, but if you've got a contract to play with a team and let's say you're playing the NBA and the Chinese league says, come over, play here 1 week a month, and we're going to give you $100 million. Can you leave your NBA team and then go over there, play for the $100 million, then come back? No, the answer is obviously you can't, right? You're under contract, you can't. Is this totally different when you sign on to be a PGA player, when you get your card with your condition of being on this tour? Can you play on a competing tour, diminish the product on this tour, and just come back and play whenever you want, which is kind of what they're telling you. Hey, what's your financial goal? Be comfortable, to be rich, to be what? I mean, whatever it is. Buying a car, planning for retirement. Kirtland Federal Credit Union will help get you there with products and personal service that is beyond reproach. If you're looking to buy a car, it's a financial goal. They got competitive rates, unbeatable service. They'll help you drive away in the vehicle you want with payments with which you can live. Looking to buy a new home? Choose from a wide variety of mortgage programs and partner with a team of friendly, knowledgeable mortgage experts. Looking to improve the home in which you currently live? Turn the value of your home into cash. You can use that for home improvements, upgrades, and more. Looking to plan for retirement? Investing for retirement starts with Kirtland Financial Services. Talk to an advisor today and start walking the path to a confident future. How can they help today? Open an account, make a payment, check application status, become a member, all online. Stop by any branch or just go online. KirtlandFCU.org. That's KirtlandFCU.org. Membership eligibility required. See your representative for complete details.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit CarCrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever.
All right, so here's something we've not discussed, and I got more from Tiger, and actually maybe he did say a few things today. So let me ask you this, Amory. Do you believe that the Live Golf Series, they got good players, should their tournaments count in the World Golf Rankings? Should the players who played in London and Portland and wherever they're going to play next, should those tournaments count in the World Golf Rankings, hence the players who would qualify for the majors?
That is a great question.
Well, it's a big question.
Yes. Because I guess when they play outside in other tournaments, I would say eventually. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Or do you have to
I think it's a
decide
cop-out.
now? No, but I don't know what's going to happen with Liv.
Let me put it in this. Do you think they're playing the same game?
Yes.
You think a 54-hole tournament is the same as a 72-hole tournament? Every other tour that is in on the rankings is playing a 4-day 72-hole tournament. They're playing a 54-hole tournament. Now, I think the layperson would say, "What's the difference?" You're right. Okay, so let's get into this. Right, every other tournament you're playing, there's cuts. You have to play well the first 2 days to make the cuts to get points. These guys, there's 48. There are only 48 players invited. Everybody gets paid. There is no cut. Everybody finishes, and they're only playing 3 days. I would argue. and as will others, they're playing a different game, or at least playing the game differently.
Different. I'd say they're playing the game differently.
Okay.
They're playing the same game.
So should they be? And this is where Tiger was making a point today, and I'll read you his point that it's just different. The grind of playing 4 days is different than 3 days. The grind of having to compete to make a cut is different. Now, you can argue that the live guys have it better. They don't have to worry about cut. They're getting guaranteed payment. Yeah,
That's
you're right.
what they want to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So they go play their live, and PGA will play their PGA and their majors. And
one of the best quotes from Tiger today, and I hadn't seen it until we were in the last break. But he talked about how these are kids essentially that have gone from amateur to here, and they're not going to know. But JJ, he says some of these guys just aren't going to have to go out and earn it in the dirt. That when you're playing for guaranteed money, and look, this is kind of when I was a kid, I earned it.
Yeah,
and so I can hear some of you just saying, "Shut up, old man. It's different now, right?" It's. I mean, I'll tell you, it's kind of. I'll equate it to a national argument. It's college debt. Well, I paid my college debt. Why shouldn't these kids have to pay their college debt, right? And I'm not sure I totally don't agree with that, but that makes me a bad person in some people's eyes. It's kind of Tiger saying, "Well, I paid my dues. I had to earn it. Why shouldn't these kids have to earn it, right?"
It's because of what you did that changed the game, Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger.
You put it in a different echelon.
Well, he did, and so his voice matters.
I mean, these guys are professional golfers, so it's not like they haven't done anything to get to the Live Tour. They're not just picking some random schmo off the golf course.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you know everybody in the Live Tour?
Absolutely not.
All right. Quote,
I'm just saying it's still professional golfers.
Quote, but what these players are doing for guaranteed money, what's the incentive to practice? What's the incentive to go out there and earn it in the dirt? You're just getting paid a lot of money up front and playing a few events and playing 54 holes. They're playing blaring music and have all these atmospheres that are different. I just don't see how out of 54 holes, I can understand 54 holes is almost like a mandate when you get to the senior tour. The guys are a little older and they're more banged up. But when you're at this young age, and some of these kids, and they really are kids, who have gone from amateur into that organization, 72-hole tests are part of it. We used to have 36-hole playoffs at major championships. That's how it used to be, 18-hole U.S. Open playoffs. He says, I don't see how that move is positive in the long term for a lot of these players, especially if the LIV organization doesn't get world ranking points and the major championships change their criteria for entering the events. It would be sad to see some of these young kids never get a chance to experience it and experience what we get a chance to experience and walk the hallowed grounds and play at these championships, end quote. So he kind of did say something. There's some meat in that to me.
What if they don't want to? What if they just want to play their golf in 3 days and that's it?
Ding,
all right.
Ding. And what has my argument been since we started this?
I think the tradition's great too, but okay, so what? They get to play professional golf, and this is the decision they're making.
And make a boatload of money. And I will absolutely contend that a guy who is, pick your age, 22, 33, I don't care, who is not going to win at Tiger Woods' level, who's not going to win 15, let alone 5 majors, okay, would rather, if you ask, I don't know, let me ask you, $125 million signing bonus, and you're playing for these big purses, guaranteed money, you're probably going to make, I don't know, in your 4 years, you're going to make, let's just say, $175 million.
Yes.
Or do you want a chance to go out and win a green jacket?
I want money.
Don't you think that's the answer for most of them?
Yes, and I still think even some of the young guys believe that they're going to find a way to where they'll get a chance to play in majors in the future.
But I don't want to take
that opportunity.
But if they want to take the road where they want to play the old traditional way and go for the green jacket, good for them too. I don't think it's ruining golf.
I don't know if is it ruining golf? All right, to me there's some meat in here. Okay, let's just go with that argument first and foremost, because Ryan's main question: will the PGA Tour events they're adding next year to combat the LIV Series award points? I don't know why they wouldn't. If they're PGA sanctioned events, I'm going to assume that they will. award points. I don't know that for a fact, but I mean, I don't think these guys are playing to not. Yes, I would assume so. Do we all agree that a 54-hole tournament that does not have cuts is not the same as a 72-hole tournament that does?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you know, okay, so the tournament in Portland last week, Live, 2 weeks ago, $25 million purse, right? As they've had. Do you know what the total purse, that means the total amount of prize money this week at the Open Championship? Do you, any idea?
I don't have an idea.
$14 million. This is the biggest tournament in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back to it. I firmly believe if you're going to tell a guy, all right, you're right, I'm not playing the same game. You're right. I'm not, and you know what, man, I'm never going to get to play it in the Open Championship. I'll buy around, I'll take my buddies, and we're going to go, because all that money, I'm going to rent the old course, and we're going to go play St. Andrews one day and go drink a bunch of beer. And then I'm going to go to Augusta National if I can get on. And then I'm going to go play, right? Mo asked me, why does an NBA player need to practice once they sign a contract for guaranteed money? Why should PGA exclude them in the first place? So basically what he's saying is what Tiger's saying is ridiculous. The NBA guys, they've got guaranteed money, so why should they play? Why should they practice? Why should they get any better? They've signed their contract. They get guaranteed money. Kind of what Tiger's saying. I mean, you're getting guaranteed money. What's your deal? I understand that. That's fair. That's actually a really good point. Well, he's saying, look, Dame Lillard just signed. He's got all this money guaranteed. Why does he have to practice? It doesn't matter. He's getting his money. Now, there's some dudes who actually do that. Kyrie shows up when he wants, right? He says, why should the PGA exclude them? Well, I guess my argument would be, why should their points go into the world rankings when every other tour is playing a different game? Is a 7-inning baseball game the same as a 9-inning game?
In the standings, it is.
But is it the same game? Right?
It's different.
It's different. If you play, your stats are going to be different if you play a 48-minute basketball game as opposed to a 40-minute basketball game, right? College plays a 40-minute game. The NBA plays a 48-minute game. You see higher scores. You see higher scoring. Your stats are different, right? It's a different game. And then to say we're going to compile the stats and give out points, all somehow saying it's the same.
It's not the same, so it shouldn't. Going back to your first question, I don't think it should give points.
And I think that's a big issue here. Now, would Liv be willing to move on that? And I don't know. That's one of their big contentions here, right? They don't have cuts. They're playing less golf. Is it the same? I think to kind of what Tiger's argument a little bit today was, it's really not the same. Something more to think. We really haven't talked about it in those terms, have we? We just haven't. And I don't know. Maybe it's just something to consider. 505-246-0610. You're going to get the Open Championship from St. Andrews. Thursday. Did you hear the guy at the Scottish Open this week? That guy, it might have been his son or something. On the tee from the USA, Tiger Woods. The guy, it was very similar to that. It wasn't Brooks Koepka because, well, he wasn't there. But on the tee from the USA, Xander Schauffele. All right, for a long time, I've been telling you about NuMale, how thousands of men benefit from their industry-leading testosterone replacement, how these men feel better, feel stronger. They're taking care of fatigue and depression, even erectile dysfunction. Well, do you know that NuMale also specializes in hair restoration for men and women? Hair restoration without side effects. Here's the number, 505-652-1688. That's 505-652-1688. Or you can go online, NuMale, NuMale.com. NuMale gives you options. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy. It uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle to stop hair loss and regrow hair. They have an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser proven to regrow hair and a NeoGraft hair transplant, which produces natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. Their treatments work for both men and women who want a natural, thicker head of hair without side effects. New Males in Albuquerque, you can call them at 505-652-1688. That's area code 505-652-1688 or online at newmail.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff. One scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
Dang it. I've been really careful about not touching that part of the microphone. All right, well, it'll hang for a minute. Gopher says senior PGA. Do they count in the golf rankings? Most of their events are 54 holes. They don't. They count in the senior golf rankings, but not in the world golf rankings. Ryan's been in on stuff. He says maybe create a pseudo out for official world golf ranking points to combat the 54-hole model. Maybe only the top 50 in LIV get points. All right. I just don't know that they're looking to go out of their way to accommodate the LIV Golf Tour. That's all I'm saying. Not sure how this is supposed to work either. All right. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. I just think it's really interesting. The whole where they're going, and now that Tiger spoke today.
Right. It's really makes you think. And I don't know why it didn't click earlier. 72 versus 54, 3 days, no cut event. How would those points factor in versus a player that gets cut and is grinding?
Yeah.
Versus someone that finishes in last place, but
well,
plays
it's a different game, man. It's a different tournament. It's a different game. It's a different world. It's a different. You're living it differently, right? I mean, you go out to a field of 125, 140 golfers, and you know after 2 rounds they're cutting the field, and this is why those guys are going to LIV now. They don't want to deal with that crap. And look, I get it, man. We're all going to easier. We're all going to guaranteed. I understand why they're going over to that. If you're telling me that I'm showing up to a golf tournament, there's only 48 of us, we're all playing all 3 rounds, and we're all getting a minimum $120,000 in, as opposed to, hey, you got to play 4 rounds, and you got to play well the first 2 days, otherwise you're not sticking around for the weekend and you get bupkis. And you got to pay for your expenses. Well, I get why they're doing it. I think every single one of you get why they're doing it. The conversation today is it the same game? Should that be going in the world golf rankings? And should they be able to play in majors? And that's what Tiger kind of brought up today, right? It's kind of different. See, Tiger speaks, people listen.
Yes, they do.
All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. 888-922-0610. My phone's just going nuts with you guys. Mo's all over this. He just said, I hate monopolies. He agrees about the rankings. I said, look, I'm with you on the monopolies. And where I'm murky is and I don't know the answer to this. Is it a condition of the PGA card, JJ? When you accept your PGA card, you earn it, you accept the conditions of playing on tour, that you don't compete in a competing league. So and I brought up the LeBron thing. What if in season Chinese league wanted to pay him $1 million to go, or $100 million, go over and play during the season? Could he take a week off, a couple of weeks off during the season and then come back and play with the Lakers? Of course he couldn't. Well, it's different, Jeff. They're individuals. Yeah, but is it totally different? He said PGA needs revenue sharing, guaranteed money for participating. I think you and I agree with that, right? It shouldn't cost them money to go and if they miss the cut, they're losing money. Like there should be some sort of stipend, a travel stipend or whatever. I agree with that. And they don't have the unlimited money that the Saudis have. They're not pulling money out of the ground. But should there be I don't know, JJ, what would be fair? $10,000 a week? I don't know how much it costs to travel tournament to tournament and get a Motel 6 or a Ritz-Carlton room. I guess they're different. And pay your caddy and all that stuff. But I mean, it feels like there should be some sort of stipend. And the other side as well, Jeff, they got to earn their money. They got to go out and earn their keep.
Yeah. I think there's a difference between coming out ahead and not coming out in the red as a PGA Tour member. And like you make the PGA Tour, all right, you have a bad weekend, doesn't mean you should lose money. No.
All right.
But this is the whole point it went from, we're trying to change the game to no one really cares about what's going on with those guys. It's just been all about the stars and their money.
Yeah. All right. ESPN's been ranking football players. And boy, next to Zach Wilson and his mom's best friend, that's been the talk of the NFL. When we come back, we'll get out of the golf world, go into the NFL quarterback rankings that so many of you have lost your minds over. And you can tell me where they screwed up and where they got it right. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Amory, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Taco Bell is the place for
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated, with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service.
I can't control what some of these people say.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, they do this because people talk about it. So that's the reason ESPN's putting out these lists, the best top 10 best running backs. And they said the sources are executives and coaches and players picking the best. And so they got votes from everybody, and over 11 days, they're going to do all this stuff. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, Marie, and Adrian. So best running backs of the game, according to this ESPN poll: Derrick Henry 1, Jonathan Taylor 2, Nick Chubb 3, Dalvin Cook 4, Alvin Kamara 5, Joe Mixon 6, Christian McCaffrey in his $64 million deal at 7, Najee Harris 8, Aaron Jones 9, and the Broncos' Javonte Williams at number 10. Honorable mention: Austin Eckler, Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley. Also receiving votes: Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders, and Antonio Gibson. All right, yesterday the noise was quarterback. Here's your top 10 list. Were you guys okay with it, by the way? Aaron Rodgers 1, Mahomes 2, Josh Allen 3, Tommy 4, Burrow 5, Stafford 6, Justin Herbert 7, Russell Wilson 8, Deshaun Watson 9, Dak Prescott 10. Kirk Cousins didn't make your list. He didn't make honorable mention.
It's okay. I don't get upset at that.
He was in receiving votes.
Was he?
Yes.
Okay. He didn't make the list.
Someone put him as a top 10 quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah.
No Lamar Jackson, no Derek Carr, no Kyler Murray. I would argue, to me, Lamar Jackson should be in there before a guy who hadn't played in 2 years.
That's what that was going to be.
And Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I would argue I think Lamar Jackson is better than Dak Prescott. I might even argue that I'd rather have Derek Carr over Dak Prescott. I think Joe Burrow might be high, and I think Russell Wilson's holding on until he shows me that he's still got some top 10 left. Now, I don't know if there's anybody else outside those 13 that should be in consideration. I don't think there's a conversation. But that's me. Where are you guys on this?
I think it's really interesting how the league looks at it. You have the been there, done that guy in Aaron Rodgers, who still gets the most votes, but yet Tom Brady is at 4, and then Josh Allen goes up to number 3. So there's I think a wide. Everyone's looking at this differently. Some are looking at
how do you judge best quarterback?
Been there, done that versus up and comer. Because for Joe Burrow, and I think that's someone like Joe Burrow, even a Justin Herbert in this conversation. It's hard when we talk about rankings to get what someone did out of your mind, because a lot of this stuff is, all right, who is this quarterback going to be next season? What are they doing right now? We're not talking about the quarterback X and, let's compare his resume to this. It's, all right, what can this player be in this specific season? And I think you see with the way that these NFL executives and coaches are looking at it, they trust a lot of different guys in this league.
Well, when the Bengals finish 3rd in their division this year, are people going to feel the same way about Joe Burrow? I think Joe Burrow's really good. I don't know. See, I love what you're saying. What's the criteria? What's best? This is kind of the MVP conversation. Well, was he the most valuable? Was it the best player? Was it what makes somebody the best? I mean, the best quarterback on the list. Well, the best quarterback on the list is Tom Brady, right? I mean, if you're going to tell me he's the greatest of all time, he's the best damn quarterback. But is he the best quarterback in the league today? Tom Brady at 44 years old, is he better than Patrick Mahomes? The answer is no, right? I mean, our eyes tell us a young Patrick Mahomes in his prime right now, today, not all time, not over their career, right now. Who do you want for one season? Would you want Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes? Right? I would tell you I think Mahomes is probably the best right now. Is Rodgers still bad? I don't know. I mean, shouldn't Rodgers win a playoff game?
Reigning MVP.
Also, what about the team around you?
He is. I think Josh Allen.
Well,
everybody's in love with Josh Allen, and I am too.
Yeah, and this is the list. Like when you're talking about these specifics, when it's ranking players,
no,
I think the way you have to look at it is not on the team they are on.
I think
I think you have to say, all right, if you gave all these guys the same exact team, to say, all right, it was, playoff caliber roster. Not, I want to grade Patrick Mahomes, with Tyreek Hill. But what if you, just say you had basic competitive football roster, with players X, Y, and Z, and then you put this quarterback on it. What did they do?
I guess the way I would look at it is, if I was starting a team, who would I want? That's kind of how I would, right? That's how I. But again, the criteria is different.
Yeah,
how you rank it?
I'll take the Joe Burrow over everyone else if I get.
Is that where you would go first? If you were starting a team right now for this season, you would take Joe Burrow? Okay. I guess that's cool. I don't know that I would. Like if I was starting,
I'd go Josh
Allen, yeah,
for 10 years.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Justin Herbert too high at number 7?
No.
Okay.
Who's number 6?
Matt Stafford.
Like Matt.
Super Bowl champion Matthew Stafford. Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford.
The only one I question about 10 is Dak.
Defending Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, I'm all about Matthew Stafford.
Is Dak top 10?
Give a great quarterback a great team.
Remember we had this conversation.
That's the thing. Like
during the whole Dak thing. Oh, he's absolutely top 10.
And also, what team is he on?
Well, you can't have a list like this and then worry about the team because you're talking about individual players.
See, that's why these lists do what they absolutely did here is spark conversation. That's all they do. Doesn't matter to anybody. It doesn't.
Because you insert any of these guys on the Rams, and they'll have a different outcome.
Ask Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
If he was still with the Lions, would he be number 6?
No.
How the hell did my TV go out, by the way? What happened? No, honestly, like we're
We finally got the text line.
where's that damn remote? Better get figured out by Thursday. It's the opening drive. Coming up at 9:15, Scott Bamforth is going to be with us. Former Del Norte basketball star, playing all over the world. Spain, Italy, Montenegro, France. He'll be on Enchantment in TBT on Monday at the Pit. He'll be with us at 9:15. The opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 821-9543. Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Been in on the live and the golf, and Tiger spoke this morning about really kind of the first time Tiger's spoken about live golf and players who have gone over to live golf and what they're doing and why they're doing it and what his thoughts are. We've been talking about the world golf rankings. Should live golf be part of the world golf rankings? And the easy, quick answer, the obvious answer, of course they should. But then you start saying, well, wait a minute, are they playing the same game? They're playing 54 holes instead of 72. They don't have cuts. Every other tour that's in there does. It makes you think a little bit. Also been talking about the NFL quarterback rankings that ESPN put out yesterday that the world is talking about. The running back rankings came out today. And if you want, you can get in on Zach Wilson and his mom's friend. It's the opening drive. Good morning to you. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. A-Marie produces on the radio. Adrian's producing on the TV side. By the way, who beats any of these guys on the top 10, Ryan says? Trubisky, Jacoby Brissett. That offense is going to be ridiculous if the O-line, which one? Oh, the Steelers. Oh, he's talking about the Bengals winning that division again. And he says Dak's not a top 10 quarterback. Remember when Dak was up for his extension? Mm-hmm. And Cowboy fan would call in like it was a given. Wow, I mean, he's a top 10 quarterback, and you got to pay him like he's. And a couple of times I said, slow your roll. Stop for a second. Let's count him. Is he top 10? If you could say all the guys in front of him are top 10 and he's number 10, do you think he's better than Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Derek Carr?
I would take Lamar Jackson over him.
Okay.
I think it's a push between Dak Prescott and Derek Carr.
Okay.
And those two over Kyler Murray.
All right, so you've got him at 11th, which is borderline top 10. Do you think everybody else on that list, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, all those guys are...
Yeah, those are...
They're better than Dak Prescott?
Yes.
Okay.
Easy.
So he's a borderline top 10. He's 11 or 12 in the league.
Yes.
That's where you got him, too.
Yes.
All right, so all the Cowboy fans were screaming, he's a top 10. Hey, look, he's a good quarterback. Could he be a top 10 guy? Could he be a top 5 guy? I think he could be. He's not. You got to win at a better level than you're winning. You got to be more consistent. Well, Jeff, I mean, he needs weapons. He had more weapons than anybody in the world last year.
And it's really it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like when you look at, I think Dak Prescott's an above average quarterback.
Yeah.
I take him over,
and that's good.
A Carson Wentz and these other players. And one of our callers, Tony, said it best yesterday. You're not paying for great at the quarterback position. You're paying for
better than average.
Good.
Yeah.
You're paying to be competitive because we do this too much. We get caught up in elite. If you're not Aaron Rodgers, not Tom Brady, 100%. You can't win in this league. And then so it messes up all these conversations. People start screaming, this guy is overpaid, that guy's overpaid. All right, have fun not even having an average quarterback in the NFL and see where that gets you. But if you're going, I think the only way that's fair to look at this list is you can't look at the teams they play on right now. It's if you put all these guys, so you lined up and say, all right, this is a playoff roster. You put them on the same playoff roster. Who are you taking for 1 year? To me, it would be Brady, Mahomes, Rodgers, your top three.
In that order?
Yeah.
Okay. I think
And then
you make
it's
a
an
really good point.
entirely different conversation. You say, who are you taking for the next 10 years? And Tom Brady's probably not on that list.
Yeah, and so how do you rank quarterbacks? I think for this year, if you're going to tell me there's 32 teams, and you're going to tell me that because there are, and so I got a top 10. Those are the good quarterbacks. I would tell you top 5 would be elite. Okay. But okay, top 10, middle 10, bottom 12, or middle 12, bottom 10. Let's go top 10, middle 12, bottom 10. And so if you're going to say whoever's not in that top 10 is in your middle 12, and so you're going to tell me Lamar Jackson, Derek Carr, and Kyler Murray, and probably Tua, and I don't know, Matt Ryan, and Jared Goff, or is he fall below? Kirk Cousins, Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, and Jameis Winston. And then in your bottom, you're just going whatever Seattle's throwing out there, and you got to throw Trey Lance at the bottom because he's done nothing to tell you that he's good. So that could be better. Whatever Houston's throwing out there, Davis, what's his name?
Davis Mills.
Thank you.
Trevor Lawrence.
What's Indianapolis throwing out there? That's Matt Ryan.
Drew Lock.
Where would you put Trevor Lawrence? I mean, I don't know where to put Trevor Lawrence. I have no idea. Where do you put Baker Mayfield? Where do you put Mitch Trubisky?
Trevor Lawrence.
Where do you put Zach Wilson? Stop it.
With
Daniel
Zach
Jones?
Wilson and Justin Fields. It's like, all right, you're drafting number 1 overall.
Put him in that
but
bottom
y'all
tier, though?
haven't done anything yet.
Put him in the bottom third?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to, right? They haven't done anything. So that's Zach Wilson, and you said Justin Fields? Okay. Mac Jones?
That's the
Yep,
all right, we put those guys in that same conversation.
Carson Wentz in the bottom? He is at this point.
Yeah. I think Carson Wentz is
In the bottom third.
Yeah, I think Carson Wentz is the Mendoza line quarterbacks.
That would be 15.
Yeah.
16. I don't think he's there. I mean, if you're telling me the top 10 and plus these other 3 in Lamar Jackson, Derek
Would be
Carr,
16.
and Kyler Murray is 13, you've got Carson Wentz in your next few?
Then you'd put Ryan Tannehill, and then who else are you putting there?
Yeah, I'm looking. I mean, is he better than Mitchell Trubisky right now? Boy, people
we
love
don't
Trubisky. I mean, and then it's a bunch of kids, right? It's
But you can
Hurts
vault if you go
and
the whole-
Fields and Tua and Trey Lance and I mean, I don't know, is James? That's fair. No, you're right. I mean, is he better than Matt Ryan? Who do you want right now, Matt Ryan or Carson Wentz? I want Matt Ryan.
Right. You can swap whoever you want.
Put Jimmy G in there.
He's got to play. Who do you want? Who would you rather have, Carson Wentz or Jared Goff?
Jared Goff.
Me too.
I trust him in bigger moments.
I'd rather have Jared Goff. Who'd you rather have, Carson Wentz or Davis Mills? You guys all love Davis Mills.
Carson Wentz.
Okay, that's fair. Would you rather have Trevor Lawrence or Carson Wentz?
Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, that's another one. Ryan Tannehill. Jameis Winston. Baker Mayfield. Kirk Cousins. How many of those guys you want instead of Carson Wentz?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
That's the only one?
Yes.
Boy, I tell you what. I struggle on some of those. I do. All right. So that's why they put out these damn polls. That's why they put out their damn polls. Should we do running backs next? No, they put that out. You got Jonathan Taylor was number 2 though. Dalvin was 4.
It's fine.
You okay with that?
Yep.
They're just damn polls. Relax. They're only polls.
They are the top. They are the top running backs of the league.
They are. All right. They're just polls. All right. You excited for TBT?
Yes.
The basketball tournament. So I got it. The text line. I don't know who this is from, but our next guest coming up at 9:15 here in about 7 minutes. Scott Bamforth played at Del Norte High School, played at Weber State. He's been playing around the globe. He's going to play on Enchantment. JJ said he might be Enchantment's best player. That's the Lobo alumni team, but he's not a Lobo. But he is a Borqueño. JJ, the text line says, Scott Bamforth is a warrior. He will be the primary weapon on Enchantment. He is a better outside shooter than Mathis. Mathis is damn good. Scott has the heart of a warrior, Kobe-esque, obviously on a similar level. That's high praise. I don't know if that's his mom, his coach, or if it's him, or it's just somebody who watched him play.
Teammate.
But that came in on the text line.
Well, Bamforth, in 3 seasons at Weber State, beat Dame Lillard's 3-point record.
How's that? Does that give you something? You heard of Dame Lillard? Now, if he could beat Dame Lillard's average annual salary at $61 million.
He's made some money.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's pretty good, though. If he erased Dame Lillard's marks at Weber State. So that's pretty legit. So I want to remind you that you can still go to our website, sportsatlabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon, and you can still take advantage of that sweet deal for tickets. I think it's like, what, JJ, like $8 a ticket or something? Great deal on the tickets for the basketball tournament, which is next Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday out at University Arena, the Pit. I'm just trying to think. I'm going to be in the air for the second game, aren't I? We'll be out there for Monday. When are you going to Vegas?
Tuesday.
So you'll be on the ground by then. You'll be able to watch it. But the Enchantment versus the Panamaniacs, that game is Monday at 8 o'clock. So you can still take advantage of that. When we come back, Scott Bamforth's going to be with us, the former Del Norte star, former Weber State star, and he'll be playing. He's played, by the way, in the TBT before, and he's had success. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Amory, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit CarCrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid.
Next Monday in the pit, the basketball tournament, TBT, the Enchantment versus Panamaniacs. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls coming up in a little bit. This is, as you know, it's alumni teams, or at least mostly alumni teams. The Enchantment made up of many former Lobos and Panamaniacs, many former Aggies. But there are guys on the team that you're going to enjoy that have ties to New Mexico and to Albuquerque that maybe played somewhere else. And one of those guys is going to be Scott Bamforth, and you're going to say, wow, where's that guy been? Scott was the New Mexico High School Player of the Year in 2007 at Del Norte High School, went on to a terrific career in college, played at Weber State, and has been playing overseas and doing really well for the last bunch of years. Played in Spain and Italy and Montenegro and France, and is in town and going to be part of Enchantment and joins us this morning on the opening drive. Scott, good morning. How you living?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing? Thank you for having me.
No, we appreciate you spending some time with us. First off, congratulations on all the success. Globetrotting and living out the dream and playing basketball all over the world. When you left Del Norte High School and went to Western Nebraska Community College and tried to figure out, just wanted to keep it going, any idea you'd end up going all over not only America but the world, making money, playing basketball, and living the life you're living?
You know, at that time, I definitely didn't have that in sight. I think at that time my goal was just pretty much to, you know, go to college, go to junior college, and try and be the best player on my team. And at junior college, you know, and as it's kind of built up year after year, I've just continued to do that, and it led me into a pretty great career. So I'm very blessed and happy to be able to do it.
How's the globetrotting going for you? Like you go, how many languages do you speak, first of all? I mean, from Spain to Italy, and I don't even know what they speak in Montenegro, France. How many languages do you speak, or is it just kind of English and pieces of everything, just trying to get by?
Yeah, it's more of English and a little bit of every language. You know, for me, it's tough to learn languages. You know, I go out into the other country and I try to learn the basic things, you know, to learn how to go to a restaurant and order food, or learn how to talk to my teammates on the court that don't speak English. So it's more of a broken of other languages, but I can understand a lot of different languages, so it's tough for me to speak them.
Yeah, but you speak English, and you know what's going on here. You're back in town, going to be part of Enchantment. How did it all come about that you're playing? You played in the TBT before, but how did you get on this club? And I know they wanted you last year. How did it all come about? And now you're playing with this team. I got to believe you're a little excited.
Yeah. So, I mean, last summer I was going to play. I was supposed to. I had a little wrist injury, so I couldn't. But how it came about is Brandon Mason. He does a lot of great things for the community. He does a lot of great things for Lobos and the city, and he's just someone that just puts a lot of things together, and he's someone that brings a lot of people together. And yeah, I mean, it's thanks to him. You know, he just put everything together. You know, it's crazy what he can do in the community, and so especially the basketball community. So it's his doing.
Scott Bamforth joining us here on the opening drive. Scott, JJ Buck here. When you went to Weber State, you had a pretty good teammate. His name was Damian Lillard, who, just by the way, got paid. So hopefully he can help out with some TBT stuff maybe in the future for y'all. But you look at that time, and you're sharing the floor with a player like that. And I specifically want to go to your junior season, 2011, 2012. You guys were the two leading scorers on that team. When you finally got to Weber State, what was that moment for you in your career when you started to see the level you could play at and then where it could take you?
I owe a lot of credit to my career to Dame. I learned a lot from him, working with him every day, watching him work. It taught me what a level of work ethic is. And so it was amazing, a great time in my life. Like I said, I the way I work today, and in the summers, when we work out, and I owe a lot of credit to him. Just his work ethic and the way he goes about being a professional, and I learned a lot from him. So, but it's an amazing time. You look back and it's like, damn, that was 10 years ago, 12 years ago, but it doesn't seem that long ago. But I think that built me being at Weber State with Dame Lillard and being able to play with him in the backcourt and learn from him every day and work out with him every day. It created a foundation of me having a successful career like I've had.
And you look at that foundation and where it's taking you across the world. What's that like when you finally go overseas, the kind of culture shock you have to go through? Where's the wildest place you've been? Because I've heard some stories about the stuff that goes on overseas. How's it been for you throughout your career playing professional basketball?
It's been great. Obviously it's a culture shock. My first year was I went to the ACB in Spain, the toughest league outside of the NBA. And it was a culture shock. It's a different languages, different food, different basketball. It's a different style of basketball in every country you go to. So as the years went on, I've learned to adapt a lot better. Where I feel like now, and I know now, I can go to any country, any team, and be successful. But that just comes with time and experience. And so obviously I've had a lot of experiences, a lot of great times. I think the craziest country I played in the area was Montenegro. That's like the Serbia, Balkan area. I think just the basketball and the crowd and the fans were the craziest, where there's flares in the stands and there's people throwing lighters and keys on the court, and it was definitely a different environment, a different kind of energy. For me, I feel like when you're on the basketball court, there's an energy in the arena, and that energy was just a little bit different, a little crazy, when you're seeing flares and smoke and everything in the arena. But it was a great time, So for me, those are the times that you, as a basketball player, you embrace and you love, because those environments are fun to play in.
Scott Bamforth is with us, a former Del Norte star who's going to be on Enchantment. You ever at one point just say, where the hell am I? What am I doing? Did you ever not feel safe?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of things. I've seen my teammate, one time we were walking into the arena, and in that area, it's pretty much like a religion. Like what team you support is like a religion. So people live and die by this. And so, I had a teammate get in a fight walking into the game with fans, and then 2 minutes later, he's walking into the court warming up. And so I've seen stuff like that where it's just like, what is happening, So I think during that time I was like, okay, maybe, I have my kids and stuff, so I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be in this area. I need to go back to Spain or Italy. But, at the time I loved it, until that happened, I was like, maybe I should not be in this area because it might not be safe. Yeah. You always go through that. You're out in the country by yourself. Anything can happen. You usually only have one or two American as teammates, so for me, it was always, protecting my family, protecting my kids. So at that time, I was like, yeah, maybe this isn't the area for me. I need to make a change. So
yeah, you mentioned your family, and I saw the story where when your wife was pregnant with Kingston, your first son, back in 2011, and I'll let you tell the story. But what obviously you had quite the scare, not only potentially losing your son, but maybe losing your wife as well. And how does that shape you when you go through, and I want you to tell the story because you'll tell much better than I, but you're going through something like that, and how that shapes you and makes you realize what's really important.
Yeah, at the time I was in college at Weaver State. I believe I was a junior. That's when I had going into my junior year. My son, growing up, I lost my parents, mom and dad, so I had a couple people take me in who were like her name is Marianne. She took me in, and Mark, they took me into, as I finished my last year in high school here in Albuquerque, and then I went on to college. But, I lost my parents growing up, so my goal thing, I don't know what it was. I just wanted to have a son, So at the time, my wife was pregnant, and she had to have an emergency C-section because I don't know what was happening to my son, obviously, in her body. But, we go to the hospital, and we're actually at the gym shooting late at night, and she's having some pain in her stomach, and so I'm like, okay, we'll go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital, and 5 minutes later, they're telling me, we need to take the baby out now before they both die. So I just remember, okay, we'll take the baby out, just get it done. So, and then, I'm in the other room thinking, not knowing what's going to happen, and all of a sudden they call me in, and they hand me my son, and I'm holding him for 5 seconds, and all of a sudden he turns bright blue. And everyone rushes over, kicks me out the room, and I'm in the hall for 10, 15 minutes on the phone with my best friend, Lamar Marinia, who was in Germany at the time. We're just talking and praying and crying, and so I'm thinking, I'm about to lose both of them, So, I stay out there for, 10, 20, 30 minutes, and then finally they call me in, and I walk in the room, and everything's okay, And so just at that moment, it was definitely tough, during that time. I'm thinking, this is everything I wanted. I want a son, and now I'm about to lose everything. So it was tough, but now my son is healthy, and he's 10 years old. He's about to be 11, and, he's just like my golden child, so.
Wow. I that's got to open your eyes. That's got to make you realize what's important. Basketball's important and stuff's important, but man, you almost lost both of them that day.
Yeah. It definitely makes you, when you go through stuff like that. Obviously, I've been through a few things in my life, losing my parents at a young age, but, it's different when it's your son or, your significant other at the time, so it's different in that sense where, it puts life in perspective. And the crazy thing, I remember at that time, this was right at the start of my junior year. I remember, my son stayed in the NICU for, I think, 5 or 6 weeks. And he was had tubes in his mouth and he couldn't breathe on his own. So, and they still at the time told me there's a chance he could die if he doesn't build his lungs up or something. So I remember during those 2 weeks, the first 2-3 weeks, I would literally go to practice, go to class, and go to the hospital and sit by my son and just watch him breathe and make sure he doesn't stop breathing. I remember not sleeping for days, and we're playing games within those times, but during those times, I played amazing. But I think it was just because, I realized what was important, and it was, my son, and that was my son's health rather than basketball. And so I got on the court, and that was just my free time, and I was just playing without thinking, and those are some of the best games I played. So, yeah, it just puts things in perspective, and, now I've used those experiences, as in my mom's death, my dad's death, and then the near death of my son and all that. I use those experiences of now how I approach life and how I approach people and relationships, and, I think that built the foundations for who I am today.
He is Scott Bamforth, the former New Mexico High School Basketball Player of the Year, with us just for a few more minutes on the opening drive.
Well, Scott, you put all that in perspective, and now you get a chance to be back in Albuquerque playing on a big stage, the TBT, with the Enchantment. What's it going to be like to have this experience in the pit and in Albuquerque on this stage?
I think it's going to be fun. Actually, I think I was telling Brandon Mason, coming out of high school, I didn't really I used to go to Lobo games, watching Kenny Thomas, watching everybody, Royce Onley, watching everyone when I was younger, but I never really had the urge or ambition to play for the Lobos. But I think it was because I just wanted to go, and at the time, I wasn't recruited by them or anything. And so I think at the time I just wanted to go where I was wanted, So, but now after all those years, like now being able to play in the pit and run down the ramp with Lobos, I always think back like, dang, it would have been cool to be a Lobo and to play in Albuquerque in your home state. And so it just gives me a good feeling of excitement to be able to finally do that and put on, even though it's an Enchantment jersey, it's pretty much a Lobo jersey, you know? And so I'm definitely excited to do that.
It's crazy how things work out, Scott. I mean, you never know. I don't know if you think you're one of those people who thinks things happen for a reason, but man, it's going to be good to see you in the pit on Monday. And your story is amazing. Your career is amazing. And congratulations on all the success. I know a lot of people are looking forward to seeing you.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, keep doing what you're doing. I don't know who this was. We got a text. I'm going to read you this text I got earlier. And I just want, before you get out of here, I want you to respond to this. It says, Scott Bamforth is a warrior. He'll be the primary weapon on Enchantment. He's a better outside shooter than Mathis, and Mathis is damn good. Scott has the heart of a warrior, Kobe-esque, obviously on a smaller level. What do you think? I don't know who that is. Maybe it was you. Maybe it was your mom. Well, obviously not your mom. Maybe it was your best buddy. But was it? What do you think when you hear that?
You know, I'm thankful. You know, and I feel like, you know, obviously Anthony Mathis is a great player. You know, hopefully we're going to be really good together. But yeah, you know, whoever said that, I appreciate you. And you know, that's the kind of mindset I go into every day. You know, for me, basketball has become my lifestyle. You know, I'm year-round, I'm in shape. Year-round, I'm working out every single day. So it's just something I've become. And that Kobe mentality, and, you know, for me, it's the Dame Lillard mentality. You know, like everything I've learned to work at a professional level and a different level is from Dame Lillard. And so, so I'm thankful for whoever wrote that, and you're out there listening. I appreciate that. And yeah, just look forward to Monday, being able to finally play in Albuquerque in the pit, you know, in front of. So
hopefully Monday and beyond, right? Hopefully it's not just one game; it's a tournament. All right, man. Be well. Congratulations on all the success. Best to you and your family. We'll see you out there on Monday, and thanks for the time.
I really appreciate you guys having me, and look forward to seeing you guys out there. Thank you.
Take care, Scott. Scott Bamforth.
Yeah, you too.
Former New Mexico high school basketball player of the year, and continues to have a terrific career. What a great story. I mean, insanely. Great's an interesting word on it, but I mean, just fascinating. You can respond to that when we get back. I know we will. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit CarCrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color.
So here's a guy played at Del Norte, went to Western Nebraska Community College, played 3 years at Weber State, played with Dame Lillard in the same backcourt. Broke a bunch of Dame Lillard's marks at Weber State before he got out. Lost both of his parents when he was a kid. And then he almost loses his wife and his newborn during birth. Now he's traveled the world playing basketball, and he's going to be in the pit on Monday. Appreciate Scott being with us. I there's a lot of paths, man. You never know what your path is going to be. I tell people all the time, whatever you think you're going to do at 16, 22, 32, pretty good chance you can do something else. And the path that's going to get you there, you have no idea where it's coming from and where it's going. And it sounds like this young man's very, very content, very happy with his life, and had no idea that this would be the way it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's just, it is a great story because despite the heartbreak in high school, losing both of his parents, to push through that, to have his wife, his kid, what he's been able to do growing off that, going all through that his junior year of college, but being successful. And, back in 2013, it was the 50th anniversary of Weber State men's basketball, and he was named to the all-time team.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have these accolades, and he's in the record books, and he has a huge professional career. And then to come back, and this is what is so fascinating about the basketball tournament, is you get these guys back together that have gone off to all different parts of the world to play basketball. And, a kid who, while maybe the Lobos weren't on his radar, he gets to come back and play in the pit, in this environment with other guys and be a part of a team. And that's why next week's going to be so much fun, because it's not, yes, the headline for us, for this city,
mm-hmm.
it's the Enchantment versus Panamaniacs, Lobos versus
more
Aggies.
coming.
But you're going to get a ton of good players, a ton of good stories right here in this city next week for you to go watch. Enjoy the single elimination winner-take-all tournament. So it's intensity. The atmosphere should be good, and I'm excited.
Rudy, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
Life's grooving. What's happening?
Oh, just really excited. I just got off the phone with Scott Stigler, and so I'm going to, speaking of re-upping, I'm re-upping, so I'll be hosting, or what do you call it, sponsoring, I guess is the proper word, Danny Gonzalez's show every morning.
Oh, beautiful.
Every Monday, yeah. So I'm real excited about that. I'm excited about what's going on, and I really wanted to take a moment this morning to congratulate, UNM athletics here. I don't know if you saw that again, but once again, they lead the pack, the Mountain West, in scholar athletes. It's just incredible what they've done in the classroom. And that's really why I support UNM athletics, because they have been serious about that. And, you get out of here with an education from a university like the University of New Mexico, and that's something you can really hang your hat on in the future. And I'm just really, really proud of our student athletes for just continuing to hammer away in the classroom with all their other responsibilities. And they're not making this a joke university. They're making it a really good university by being so serious about their studies.
Yep, sensational academic year, and they continue to be. So, yep, congratulations.
I mean, better than Air Force Academy? Think about that.
Yeah, it's a tough run over there too, but yes, they've got more.
I mean, what these students are doing in the classroom is truly remarkable, and it kind of breaks my heart that it's a little blurb in the sports page, that's kind of like a note in passing rather than, I think, to me, that's front page news. That's why they're here, in my mind, is to get an education and then compete in that order. To do anything else puts the cart before the horse. And with my feelings on NIL, I don't know that it's going to have the intended effect. But there it is. So it's on Quick Hits if you want to read it in the paper today. But the spring sports overall, UNM totaled 184 Mountain West all academic selections, marked the 9th straight year that UNM has had at least 180 honorees, and that's the longest current streak in the Mountain West. No other school has a streak longer than 5.
It's impressive. Yeah, it's impressive. Good work. All right, man.
Yep. Keep it up, kids.
Thanks.
Keep it up. Thank you for the time. Appreciate you guys.
No, it's a big deal. Look, and that's what they're there for. That's what they're there for. And, I mean, it's not sexy. It's not a big topic of conversation because what are you going to say? Okay, great. And you talk about it. And, well, there's no debate to have about it, is there? There's no, well, this kid should have been on it. Well, is this kid eligible? Did they play enough? I mean, it's wonderful. So appreciate Rudy getting in on that. All right, we'll wrap everything up when we come back. I'll update you on everything that happened whilst we've been on the air. If you want to respond to the Scott Bamforth conversation, please do as well. Who's watching your home? I ask you this a lot. I hope it's the good guys, not the bad guys. The bad guys are out there a lot. The bad guys are breaking into homes and businesses at a rate that is alarming. And that's why I called IPS years ago, and International Protective Service protects my home. They patrol it every single day. If you go out of town, they will pick up newspapers and garbage cans, go to the curb and back on garbage day, and mail and any deliveries. They give your home that lived-in look. Alarm goes off, they're there within 5 to 7 minutes. IPS is private security for about $5 a day. Aaron Jones started this business back in 2006 up in Fort Hills, providing security for homeowners there. And now, all these years later, hundreds of homeowners and business owners in Albuquerque trust IPS to protect what they've worked so hard to build. Give them a call, see what they can do for you. 505-897-2420 is the number. 505-897-2420, or you can visit them online at ipsglobal.com.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. We can always use a good joke these days, and this one comes courtesy of Arizona Coyotes president Javier Gutierrez. He recently promised his team will generate the same or better revenue at a new Arizona State University multi-purpose facility that will seat 4,800.
Your favorite texture, you're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Sacramento. 7:15 is when they'll hit the air. Josh Sushan from California's capital. Do you know that was California's capital? Just making sure you did. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. All right, Grady's in. We had a big conversation. Tiger Woods spoke today at San Andreas. It's the 150th Open Championship. Tiger Woods was here today on the tee from the USA. Oh, never mind. And he was talking about the LIV Tour and the players, and this is kind of Tiger's first time he's spoken about it. So Grady sent this email. It says, Tiger Woods, y'all. Sports analogy creators of the OD and the AM. Mr. X TV guy, I get what you're saying with your LeBron and LIV analogy. I would take it even a step further, he says. Since PGA golfers are like entities themselves, able to compete in tournaments and win championships. I'd ask, what if the Lakers decided to join the Chinese league for a few months, where they would play fewer games against inferior competition, where they wouldn't lose any games and make tons more cash while doing so? Now, imagine they wanted those wins in the Chinese league to count towards NBA playoff standings and possibly allow them to compete for an NBA championship too. He says, I agree with Tiger Woods, y'all. As currently constructed, the LIV golfers should not be allowed to compete for the PGA's most prized and coveted titles because they wouldn't have gone through the same grind through the same competition. There's nothing wrong with wanting to play less and make more jack. But those dudes need to pump the brakes on crying about not having the same opportunities to play in majors, etc. They can't have their cake and eat it too. They made their choices and chose to be rich instead of elite. Loving all of the Zach Wilson memes, Grady and Santa Fe by way of the hopefully still in the Pac-12 University of Arizona. It's really interesting. So he's saying, and I don't think he's wrong, the LIV series playing that season is not the same grind that the other tours are, by design, by the way. And hence, they haven't earned their way to play in the majors, which you would call the playoffs, right? You would make those akin to the playoffs. So if they're not on the same grind, and they're like, well, we don't need to be, man. We're on this other tour where I don't have to grind as much, and by the way, I'm making more money. That's cool, but does that give you the same access as these other dudes who are grinding and earning the points the way they are?
If they do earn points, could you see it being structured differently, where you don't earn as much?
I think it would
points?
have to be like Ryan's
like a live golf event.
Yeah,
and thus you'd have to like, oh, maybe there's a couple PGA Tour events I need to play in to try to qualify for a major. And at that point, for the PGA Tour, you're going, all right, we get you for some events.
So they'd come in and play in the Players Championship, and they'd play in the Memorial, and they play in some of the bigger ones. Your John Deere's, you're still, because then you're saying, well, then everybody should go over there. The top 48 go do that, make all your Mad Jack, and we got nobody playing in the State Farm Open or what? I mean, I don't know, whatever. The Gildan tournament, right?
Because as much as we were talking about the grind and earning it,
yeah,
easy money is easy money. Like, no one's taking away from your bank account. We're not going to sit here and be like, you remember that dude, Matthew Wolff, what could have been if he didn't join the Live Tour? Like, I don't know if this is going to benefit golf down the line to just say one or the other, as opposed to just having all your best players play where they can and then have the best fields in the majors.
Okay.
But you get it from a strictly business standpoint of why PGA Tour is taking a hard stand.
No, I get it.
Trying to protect their product in all their
100%.
tournaments, yes.
All right, let me empty these out, and I'll go all over. Okay, Gus? I know you kind of push a button, but all right. Gus says, thinking New Mexico Bowl 6-6. Jeff, for all those games at the friendly confines at the end of July to have meaning, you want to be playing well into the bye week. He's talking about isotopes. At the beginning of the road trip, the goal was New Mexico Bowl-ish 6-6. And despite a sometimes rough stay in Round Rock, that goal is still very much on the table. But you think it has to start tonight. Can I just kind of quell a misnomer here? When was the last time you think we had a 6-6 team in the New Mexico Bowl? Not that we never will again. But do you think this year we had Fresno State, who was, what, a 10-win team? Outside of COVID, by the way, we haven't had a 6-6 team since Washington State in 2013, I believe is right. We've had 10-win teams, 9-win teams, 8-win teams. Is it wrong to just kind of squash that misnomer a little bit?
Squash it. Smash it.
It's just not true. I mean, we may get a 6-win team again. We may go 6-6. Who knows? There might even be a 5-7. But to say that's all we're getting is wrong. That's what I got out of that. Is it wrong? That's what I took out of that email?
No.
All right. Couldn't disagree with J.J. Moore, says Gus.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Gus again?
Gus.
We're not going to get into Brittany Grider today. How about that?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Disagree with me, it's okay.
Gopher says Thursday's opening drive just got a lot more interesting, Jeffy Lube, with the Big Cats post time being announced as right in the middle of this award-winning show. Yeah, it did. James says, does Live equal Russian women's basketball, Jeff? Where does Russia get all the money to pay these WNBA players? They aren't playing in full arenas. They aren't fitting people at the games. They aren't shown on nationwide TV via lucrative media deals. I have no idea where the Russian women's basketball money is coming from. Do you?
Whoever owns those teams?
Okay.
And not just Russia. I think when they just play overseas, they make more money, from what I've heard.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no idea where that money's
or to continue their careers.
How those leagues are. Well, that's
no idea, but they get more money.
Money. I don't know why or how they're getting where the money's coming from. I have no idea the structure.
Russian
of the
oligarchs.
Russian women's basketball professional league. Gopher says senior PGA. They don't count in golf rankings, Jeffy. Most of their events are 54 holes. That's correct. Omar says this one really hurts, Jeffy. When our quarterback, the Cowboys quarterback, is not considered amongst the NFL elite. It's really a black eye for Jerry Jones, is it? Okay. Sid says, Lobo basketball, 45 years of wetting the bed, Mr. Symbieta. Wouldn't a better name for this team be Pitfalls as opposed to Enchantment? Okay, you can call them what you want. I believe you still call the Isotopes the Dukes, so you can call them whatever you want, right? It's a free country. All right. What do I get tonight? I get baseball tonight. I get Summer League. I get it. Do you care that there's a new stadium or a new name on the stadium in Pittsburgh? Like that got more run than anything I've ever seen for a stadium name, and I just don't care. I never cared that it was named Heinz Field, and I don't care that it's not.
I don't think a lot of people. I think maybe Steeler fans. It's like just people don't like change.
Well, it's a
new era.
You're
Mitch
always going to
Trubisky,
call a stadium
new
what it
field.
was called the first time. So the
Totally. Are those more Zach Wilson memes?
No.
Okay.
I don't like stating naming rights. If I never want to be the second person.
Totally.
I've said that for how long, right?
I feel close to like Bank One Ballpark or
Yeah.
Mile High Stadium.
Yes.
Well, it hasn't been that for 20 years. Like, oh,
Chase
really?
Field is now what is it? I don't know.
Enron Field.
Yeah,
Little
it's
Enron
Minute Maid.
Field.
Yeah, Enron had a little problem. Yeah, is it still the Staples Center?
Nope.
It's gonna. What is it again? Crypto.
Crypto.com Arena. What's this new one? I don't know.
Oh, you're going to the concert at the
I
Journal
forgot-
Pavilion?
Yeah, that's right.
The Journal Pavilion.
Yeah, you going out to Wise Pies Arena, a.k.a. the Pit. You couldn't forget the a.k.a. part. That was like officially part of it. By the way, remember that? It was like it was official. Wise Pies Arena, a.k.a. the Pit. They were going to tell you how to say it.
I'll never forget.
It's just such a jacking. It's just beautiful. All right. More dudes will talk today, by the way. But a lot of will be on what Tiger had to say. And look, Tiger now, Roy's been the voice, but Tiger's got the loudest voice, even though it's the softest voice, if that makes any sense. When Tiger speaks, people are going to listen, and Tiger spoke today, and I think you're going to hear a whole lot of reaction to that. And the Live guys are going to, well, I don't care what old man says, right? I made more money in my signing bonus than that old dude made in his whole career.
That old dude?
Yeah,
That
old dude.
goat?
Yeah, that old goat.
That old goat.
Yeah. Thanks to Scott Bamforth. He was with us today.
God, what a great.
Yeah, it was good, huh?
Whew. Tearjerker.
Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Coward will follow that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4 o'clock. And then you get Isotopes at Sacramento, 7:15. We're back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. with award-winning radio.
We'll break down the Lobos' non-conference basketball schedule.
Ooh, is that coming out today?
It is out right now.
Is it out right now? You like it? Break it down.
Set your calendars. Mark the dates.
Hey, Marie, Adrian, great work today.
Thank you.
Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow. Brandon Vogt.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.